Hi, Rubina.
Hi, Joe.
Okay, so please will you just introduce yourself and tell us what you do with the Bioethics Society and who you guys are?
So I'm Rubina Velodia. I'm the chairperson of the Wits Students Bioethics Society. And we're a student society that's very interested in promoting dialogue about ethics among students. So we focus on bioethics. We also have a large focus on human rights issues and issues of patient advocacy for health sciences students. We organize events that focus on these issues so that we can stimulate conversation among students, and also we want to further that conversation into policy changes both in the faculty and in the health system at large.
Today is a really big day and I'm really excited for it because it's the Bioethics, the Ethics Alive Student Symposium. And for the first time ever I'll be able to just sit and enjoy and listen to it. It's all about the life Isidimeni crisis thingy that's been going on in past years. I've always been arranging the symposium or emceeing at the symposium or something, and this today is going to be awesome just to chill. This week is Ethics Alive Week. Can you talk a bit about that, please?
So Ethics Alive Week is our biggest week of the year, biggest week of events. We partner with the Steve Biko Center for Bioethics, which is run by Professor Ames Dye, a very well-respected academic in bioethics and health law. So this week's focus was justice and equity in health, and we held various events throughout the week. The main events that we were involved in were Monday's organ donation workshop, to which 3 expert speakers were invited. So there was someone from Organ Donation Wales, and then there was 2 surgeons, so a nephrologist and a transplant surgeon. So that was a really amazing workshop where we learned a lot about the state of organ transplant in South Africa and where we need to head to supply proper transplantation to all South Africans. And then on Wednesday we had the Undergraduate Ethics Alive Symposium, which went off really well. So that was titled Lessons from Life Isidimeni, Students' Role as Advocates for Patients in Justice and Equity in Health. So we had, our keynote speaker was Professor Makgoba. He's the Health Ombudsman and ex-Vice Chancellor of UKZN. And he spoke on building a new foundation for bioethics in South Africa that's not based on our colonial past. And I think that's really important and something that the Bioethics Society wants to take up. And then we also had an OT student, an ex-OT student who's now a professional occupational therapist, who spoke about how she and her class sent a letter to the Gauteng Department of Health warning against moving patients from one of the care centres that was part of the Life Isidimeni group into these less equipped, some unlicensed NGOs. So she spoke about her experience of trying to fight the health system on that. And then we had Dr. Quinda, who's the Chief Operations Officer of the HPCSA, and he spoke to us about the link between professionalism as a student and as a professional and patient advocacy. So how it's important to advocate for your patients to be professional. It's not an extra thing, it's part of being a professional. So yeah, that was a really, really interesting event, and we had lots of audience engagement afterwards, which the speakers dealt with really well. So yeah, that was a really good event. And then yesterday we had the Postgraduate Ethics Alive Symposium, which also focused on justice and equity in health, and the keynote speaker for that was Pravin Gordhan, Minister Pravin Gordhan, who's now the Minister of Public Enterprise, State-owned enterprise. So yeah, that was really interesting. And then Professor Makgoba also spoke, and then we had a surgeon from UCT, Professor Elmi Muller. So they all spoke on justice and equity and health, and again there was really good audience engagement. So yeah, it was a really amazing week of events.
That's awesome, man. And sure. So recently you guys have launched the My Voice platform, which has been in the pipelines for a few years now. Can you just mention a bit about that?
Okay, so the My Voice platform is an online platform for students and staff in the faculty, and it's for people to report ethical issues that they experience, either that they've seen happening to someone else, so between perhaps a doctor and a patient in hospital when they're observing, or between them and another student, or them and another doctor, or them and a lecturer. So it's really mainly focused on students reporting ethical issues, so anything from racism and sexism to you or one of your colleagues from one of your supervisors, to a doctor treating a patient badly, asking inappropriate questions. So yeah, we found that there was a gap in the Faculty of Health Sciences where students were seeing these issues happen in hospital but didn't know where to report them or weren't reporting them for fear of victimization. So this platform provides a way where you communicate with the administrator of the platform, who's Dr. Tsotsi in the Bioethics Center, but she takes your problem forward anonymously. So she'll know who you are, but after that your identity will be protected and she will act on your behalf. So you enter into communication with her and discuss the best way that you think the issue could be resolved, and then she acts on your behalf so that your identity is protected.
That's great. And then final question is, what have you enjoyed most about being a part of the Bioethics Society over the last year, and what would you say, why should students join the Bioethics Society?
So something that I've really enjoyed is the people that I've met. So Prof. Dai, as I said, she's a really well-respected academic. So she knows everyone who's anyone in the medical field, in the health sciences field. So meeting really interesting and knowledgeable people has been great. I've had some of the most stimulating conversations of my life through the Bioethics Society. So meeting people like Minister Pravin Gordhan, the MEC for Health for Gauteng, Professor Makgoba, our health ombudsman, interacting with all the managers of the HPCSA has been really amazing. So yeah, you get to meet some great, interesting people. And the society is also like another family. We have little social events together as well as our meetings. We get to know each other and we rely on each other. So that's also been great, getting to know new people outside of just my class at med school. And then also being able to influence students about issues that we think are important. So having events about things that we think are important means that students are talking about them afterwards. And so things that are close to your heart can kind of become things that are close to everyone's heart. Yeah, so it's really a way to take issues that you're passionate about onto kind of a bigger scale and make them everyone's issues and get people on board with dealing with things that you think need to be dealt with in med school and in the health system.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool, thank you so much for your time, Ravina. Hello! So, this is my mother, and Mom, you have joined today for the Students Ethics Alive Symposium, and you've joined before in the past, and what was your experience like?
I've been really, can I say blessed? Very informative, and it makes me excited to hear about what's going on in the medical world and what the students have to give them hope, also their concerns. And so today, with this live city meeting,
Yes.
I mean, that is a real great concern. I mean, I know they say murder tragedy, but yeah, so I'm curious, that's why I'm here, and I love it, and I love the medical school.
That's awesome.
It's a good experience.
That's so cool that you're here today. I think it just shows that that the things that are happening here at medical school are so much wider than just for the students here, the health science students. You know, it's so good to learn and to just expand our horizons on all these kinds of things. So what word of advice would you have to all the health sciences students here?
Hang in there. Hold on. Don't let go. Keep going strong. Be
Awesome.
strong and courageous.
Awesome. Thanks, Ma. Bye.
So I'm Shelley Wilson. I am an occupational therapist. I am in my second year of working, so I did community service last year, and currently I work at a physical rehab clinic in Winnipeg. Today I spoke at the symposium about a student perspective about advocacy for patients and vital patient rights, and I just gave a bit of an idea of what my class did as students when I was in fourth year to try contribute to advocating for patients in the line of severe situation.
Awesome. Cool. And what did you think of the event and the planning of the event and everything as a student society?
It was really good. I think it was it was great turnout, first of all, lots of students that were interested, and I could definitely pick out a couple of people who are very passionate, and they're definitely going to be future advocates, so I'm glad about that. I think that the panel was good because it was so student focused. I was able to contribute my little bit of knowledge that I have from my few years of working and as a student, but there were also great other talkers that gave lots of information from years of knowledge, from years of experience in South African history, and how advocacy and patient rights have changed, and also from the HPCSA, who is in the zone of dealing with these issues all the time. So there's a very good range of opinions and views, and I think it was a good opportunity for students to ask questions, because there are a lot of questions about how you can advocate without getting affected too much, but also how you need to stand up no matter what. So it was a good balance of trying to find ways and channels to advocate for patients.
Definitely. Thank you so much. So my friend Michaela, and Michaela is the Vice President of the Bioethics Society, and she just helped pull off an incredible event. How did it feel?
It was amazing. I'm really sad it's my last one, but it was mind-blowing. I was really, really happy.
Well, thank you for all your effort that you put into this. What words of advice would you give to health science students after having spent 2 years as part of the Bioethics Society?
I think get involved. I had no idea what I was going to be able to do while I was part of Bioethics, and who I was going to meet, and the amazing friends I was going to make, and just the opportunities and experiences. Do it, get involved.
Awesome. Thank you.